Okay. Last two students. Come here. Last two students. చూడాలి ఏ క్లాస్ వాళ్ళు బాబా ఆయన బిలో సరే ఇక్కడ రావు సార్ నేను పైథాన్ నోట్స్ అడిగితే నువ్వు రాసుకుంటా అన్నావు కదా నేను పైథాన్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ జావా నోట్స్ అనుకున్నావా నేను జావా ఫ్యాకల్టీ అనుకున్నావా వెళ్ళు 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 స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ లైక్ దిస్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఐ వాజ్ సిట్టింగ్ దేర్ ఐమ్ టేకింగ్ ఎ కప్ ఆఫ్ టీ ఐ ఆస్క్డ్ in front of you, where is the notes, sir? He said different answer. No need to write notes, he said. Now doubt వచ్చింది first, is my original student or not? Actually my student will not give answer like that. I don't know, after the class is over will become sincere first of all, in front of me, at least in front of me. Actually he did not recognize the faculty also. So I thought that he is our Python student. He said one notes is full also, he said. One notes is full, he is writing another notes. I said bring tomorrow means, he said okay. When I came to the class, he is understanding that different person. And they are leaving. But they don't know who is teaching which subject also. Still 21 years to 22 years old. So what is good and what is bad also we don't know. So like that students are you like that? You will recognize the faculty. Okay. So they are like that. Now anyhow students, sometimes I will do some research on the mind of the student. So he has seen it and I asked some conversation is done and still he sat in my class. Being a Java student he came. Okay, so sad. So let us go to the further discussion now. I'll go to the further discussion. Go to the next point of view. So online students, I will recognize your voice only. Shoaib Khan, okay, very good student. So you did not see me, okay, no problem student. If you recognize my voice, it is no problem. You want to see me, right? Okay, ma, who is that? Who is that? Raju, what is the Raju your doubt is? Okay, Raju doubt is a comma star b is equal to 10, 20, 40. 10 is stored in where? 10 is stored in where? 20, 40 stored in where? Star b. Star b is nothing but it will hold what? Variable number of values. Where we discussed the topic? Variable length arguments concept we discussed it. What to explain? Already explained now. Already explained. Yes, simple. So next sir, we want to see you once. Okay student, no problem. We will see all of us. I will bring my laptop once. I will switch on the camera, you can see. So I am also like normal student. So I am also like you only. So Nikhil, definitely we will see all of us. Nikhil, can I see you once? Can you switch on your camera? Okay ma, Raju, I will show you that once. Don't worry about it. I will take care about that. So today, let me start with firstly about what? What is the topic name? Oops, I will start. So now I am going to start. Oops principles. Oops principles are what? Concepts. Oops concepts or oops principles or oops concepts or oops features. Somebody will call it as oops features. So this is what I am going to enter into this topic. So this will be taking 11 days. 11 days it will take, plus 1 day extra. Why 1 day extra? Because our brain is not normal brain now. Our brain is some. Especially
Recording in
this is in
progress.
data science level. If the faculty want to teach SOAP dominated examples, all the data science related, especially AI module, artificial intelligence, there especially machine learning modules must be explained with OOPS principles. Because in real time you are working with machine learning applications, AI applications only with OOPS. That's why this OOPS I want to explain so strongly. If you go to any website, OOPS principles in Python, you type it. Just only one web page is available. In one web page, all things will covered. What things? Inheritance, one half paragraph, classes and objects half paragraph. Like that, in one page they will say everything. OOPS is over. That's why I say in the class, OOPS is OOPS.
Recording in
Passing the
progress.
message. Passing the message. Are you able to follow? So this concept all Lalit is saying poly means morbidum means many. In Hyderabad, this is also one famous difference. Poly means many, moms means one. That's something either better. Somebody will say polymorbidum is equal to poly plus morbidum. Telugulo, when I studied Telugulo, you take example. Something like Hyderabad is equal to Hyder plus bar. Like that's why students are not getting the. These are all modern. Lalit. Some more people will say polymorbidum is a Greek word. Poly means so and so, morbidum means so and so. Combining together is becoming polymorph. Great answers. That's why students are becoming proper. Student is always very good. Students are very good, like a paper or a white paper. It depends on how we write it. Okay now? So please forget, Lalit. Please forget.
All
Recording in progress.
ఓకే మా. సో మనకు అది అవసరం లేదు ఇప్పుడు. నవీన్ కుమార్, నవీన్ కుమార్, వి నాట్ నెసెసరీ. యా, come on, concentrate. Now I will go for inside the class types of data members. I will explain instance data members, class level data members. Actually OOPS coding is difficult, but I will explain like anything here. But how many people will catch me, I don't know, but I will tell you like anything. OOPS with database communication will tell you. Okay, so try to bounce more and more. Next, types of methods: instance methods, class level methods, static methods. Right? Without telling also I can say OOPS is finished, but I don't want. I want to tell you everything. Next, what is a self and what is a CLS? Programming examples on this entire area. Object, about object, importance and purpose of object. And next is called what? Syntax for creating an object. And next is programming examples. Programming examples related to pickling and unpickling, files. OOPS with files I will tell you. And a database communication with classes and objects. And everything I will carry forward. That is called experiences. That's called becoming perfection in all the areas. That means all the previous examples can be written with OOPS. Next, constructors in OOPS. Inside the class we are going for what? Constructors. So importance and purpose of constructors. Types of constructors: default constructor, parameterized constructor. Rules of constructors, programming examples. Next, destructors in OOPS and garbage collector. Beginning days, one point I said, garbage collector is one of the internal program which is running behind of our Python program, whose purpose is to eliminate unused memory space and improves the performance. Said that time I shown you in OOPS. I am going to show you the implementation of it. I said I am going to show you with memory how much is available, how much memory space is eliminating, which is unused. All those things I will explain with the programming. Well, and importance and purpose of destructors, syntax for defining destructors, internal flow of destructors, relation between destructors and garbage collector. As GC module is coming, GC module. You know modules? You know modules? Oh, say what? Sitting silence means problem. Do you know modules? Yes, we are going to use the GC module once again. Programming examples also I am going to discuss related to destructor. So many. Data encapsulation and abstraction. Importance and purpose of data encapsulation. Importance and purpose of abstraction. Implementation of data encapsulation and abstraction. Programming examples. Where we can use abstraction and encapsulation. I will apply on classes concept and objects now. Right. Next, what is coming? Inheritance. Importance and purpose of inheritance. Types of inheritances. And then syntax for inheritance. So many examples on each and every one. So many examples, mind blowing. And in the inheritance, method overriding will come in OOPS. Method overriding, method overloading. We will discuss both of them. Right. Importance and purpose of overriding, memory management in method overriding, programming examples. That method overriding in polymorphism. Importance and purpose of polymorphism, difference between polymorphism and inheritance, method overriding in polymorphism, and constructor overriding in polymorphism. Constructor overriding is also there. I will explain constructor overriding. One more point I will write it because it is there in my regular discussion. Constructor overriding. Constructor overriding in polymorphism. Super and then class name approaches in polymorphism. Programming examples. So such a vast content we are discussing. If we go for a bigger companies, they will ask this whoops. And a lot of students who are performing well on this, they are recruited as AI researcher. AI. So taking like a Gandhiji and taking a freedom fighting, not good. So we need to take always like that. Okay, students, no problem. I will explain to you the word called what? Generalization, composition, all those things. I will introduce as a part of my explanation. Okay, now? Right. So please remove from your brain that what is that Balaguru Swami book you remove. After explanation, see my content in the Balaguru Swami book. If it is present or not, I already told you that room. Do you remember that? Is our content is present in that? No. Is that content present in our notes? Yes. So, I said in the beginning day only, everything is there in our notes, I said. Still, I will keep on that words. I'll continue the same performance. Okay, now? Right. Anyhow, students, will go for it. So, I'll go for, we will start with advantages of OOPS. Now, let me start. So, what is that? Oh,
Hey, Anna Gurke.
Recording in
oriented
progress.
principles. Well, after that, a lot of industry experts felt that there are some limitations found in where functional oriented principles. I'm not talking a particular language into mind, I'm talking about importance of OOPS. First of all, who developed OOPS also people don't know. Who developed OOPS? Hmm? Who developed OOPS? Don't know, but OOPS will be learned. Now, I'll tell you that. Don't worry about it. Now, next is called what you know? Object oriented principles. Object oriented principles. That is what you are calling it as OOPS. So, I am going to come under that. Under procedure oriented programming languages, what are the examples? Which languages comes under procedure oriented principles? C language. If you know C language completely satisfies what? Functional programming language, procedure oriented programming. And next is called 8086 microprocessor programming language. In our electronics, that is a lab actually. LDA, STA, SHLD, LHLD. Any electronic students are here? They're here. You have the lab. Have you done the coding? No. Pasa? Lab pasa? Right. So, done. Like that, going to Philippines and getting MBBS certificate and working on Indian patients. Huh? Don't worry. So that 8086, even we have in our engineering, but we don't know that, but we passed it because my sir has given 5 programs only. Buttify the program, you come to tomorrow. We buttified like anything. Each program contains 5 lines. Buttified like anything. And I forget last line semicolon missed. And I got an error. Finally, your program did not execute. External examiner said. He made me to fear like anything. Said, output is not coming now. How can you pass? He said. I got very much tense that day. And everybody got semicolon mistake, comma mistake. Because we did not understand. Even comma also we don't understand. Like that our education system. Let it be. 8086 is called what? Procedure oriented. Next I am going to say up to Oracle 7.3 or 7.x. 7.x. Next is called what? Pascal. When I am talking about this, it is not necessary for us. In modern programming, what is required? All of them are satisfying what? Object oriented principles. But I want to tell you that. Come on, next is called what? COBOL. Still they are using in IBM mainframes. Next after that, our Python also belongs to what? Functional oriented programming language. So these are the languages satisfied which principles? Procedure oriented, also called as functional programming. Even our Python also belongs to what? Functional programming. But I will write Python separate because Python internal designing is something different. I will explain that. Coming to object oriented principles, students, under that I will write examples. There I am going to write it. Lisp. You don't know. Even I don't know. Lisp. Next is called what? Smalltalk. So I am going to write it Smalltalk. Next is called what? Object Pascal. Next is called what? Object COBOL. Next is called what? Oracle 8 onwards. Oracle 8 onwards. Next is called what? C++. Next is called what? Java. C#.net. Next I am writing what? Python. Next is called what? Ruby. So many number of languages. Whatever the languages are coming nowadays, they are simply satisfying what principles? Object oriented principles. My dear students, the main highlight of today's class is Python is one of the functional and then what? Right. I am not talking about the C language related procedure oriented principles. It is my time waste. And nobody will ask in interview point of view. 1940 what is happening, you don't tell me. It's a time waste. Now I am going to straight forward comes to, here I am writing one important point. Python is one of the, come on, both, come on, functional and what? Object oriented programming language. Object oriented programming language. Object oriented programming language. Sir, even though Python is a functional programming language, don't think that it has the drawbacks. C language 8086 up to Oracle, Pascal, COBOL, these are strictly belongs to procedure oriented. I will tell the limitations of it. Since Python is both functional and then what? Object oriented. It is strictly having the dual properties and internally everything satisfies only what? Object oriented. Let me go for one small thing. Functional programming, you write one small thing. I will write it. Just I am asking a question. Add OP, A comma B. I am writing here. C is equal to A plus B. And then what? Print of C. You tell me what is ADDOP? Everybody must say correct answer. What is ADDOP? Function name. Every function name in Python is what?
Functional. అమ్మా వచ్చా అబ్బో
Recording in progress.
Advantages of what? Oops. I just want to discuss. Everything is an object. Everything is treated as an object. How it is everything is treated as an object? What is the beauty behind that? Advantages of oops I will discuss. Shall I start? So, before that, I would like to take it. Procedure oriented programming with C. If at all you are interested in, I will just go for some limitations. I'll go for some limitations. What is that? I'm going to introduce some small limitations to students. First limitation I will speak here only. Actually, it is not necessary to go for it. Since you are supposed to understand that, that's why I'm saying. So I'm going to write it except Python I'm talking. C functions, 8086 functions, Oracle related functions, Pascal and COBOL functions I'm talking. I'm not talking about Python functions. Python functions are by default what? Objects. You know that now? Every function name in Python is what? Object. You have printed a class function like that. Now I am talking. What is the first limitation? So C language is a non-object oriented or object oriented? Tell me. So first
Recording in
learning
progress.
is what? Limited amount of data. You have already seen in our class. If you take int A, static typed programming, int will take only limited amount of data. If I say A is equal to some value, only it's a range only it can take. Beyond its range, it cannot take it. Understand? Next. One more thing is, if you go to the higher end applications like what? Web application you take it, for example. Web application. You take any funds transfer application, you take it. I want to transfer from my one end of the machine to another end of the machine. From one end of the machine to another end of the machine. This is an application running in one place, one machine. Another application is running in another machine. There is some type of interaction is required. I want to send a large volume of data. I want to send a large volume of data. If I want to send a large volume of data, in both the sites the C programs are written. In both the sites C programs are written. If I have a large volume of data, do you know how this data will be sent? This value will be sent. Value by value only it will transfer. How it will transfer? Value by value. Spell out. Because of value by value transferring. Is it not to take to and fro calls or more? To and fro. To and fro means what? Front and back, coming and going. It's called what? To and fro calls are more. It will give you what? More network performance is coming down or increasing. Performance is coming down. Instead of transferring value by value, we want to transfer all at once. We want to transfer all at once. How it is possible all at once? I will keep this large volume of data, unlimited amount of data in where? That object I will send all at once, which is better. So, object oriented programming, objects can send large volume of data between two remote applications all at once, so that I can get what? Effective communication will be obtained. Did you understand? Yes. Once again I am saying, if you did not understand it, I am going to say, this is called one room number one.
Recording in
Hoops
progress.
principles only. You want to shift your room from Hyderabad to Bangalore. In your room, 12 items are there. 12 items are there. Will you move between Bangalore and Hyderabad 12 times? You will keep all of them will be packed and you will move at once or not. So packing at once and moving means what? Organizing everything into one object only in your bag and carrying that bag object. So which is better? All at once or one by one? So here data will be transferred. Data will be transferred. This I will write as a third point. Data will be transferred. Data will be transferred. How? Transferred in the form of what? Value by. It will give you. It will give you which kind of communication? Poor communication. It will give you. Which communication? Right. One more kind of thing. Security problems are more. When I am transferring a confidential data from one end of the application to another end of the application, the data which is sending from one end of the application, which is your OTPs or your passwords or your whatever it is, pins or whatever it is, that data will be sending in the form of what? Plain text format it is going to send. Which format it is sending? Plain text format. If any hacker will trap that data, they can find out what you are sending it. Is it giving you less security or not? So that is nothing but security problems are coming. Security problems are coming. When you are coming to object oriented programming, what the data you are entering at your ATM center, when you just submit it, it is going to send the data in the form of what? Ciphertext format it is going to come. Ciphertext is nothing but what? Encrypted format it is going to come. Encrypted format it is going to come. What is encrypted format? Human unreadable form is called what? Encrypted form. Is it not called effective security will be coming or not? So because of that, what is happening? Effective security. Effective security will be provided. Effective security will be provided. I hope you are understanding what I am explaining. So, in other words, if you want to take it, C programmer I am taking, I am asking one person, carry this, I have 50,000 with me and you please hand over this 50,000 who is staying in high-tech city one person. What this person is doing? Taking 25,000 in one hand, taking another 25,000 in another hand, showing to everybody and walking on the road. And when you go to one lonely place, they will stay.
కాంట్ కనెక్ట్ ఇదేమన్నా ప్రాబ్లం అయిందా గుండు? ఏ నెట్ అంత ఎక్కువ వాడుకోకున్నా కానీ ఏంది ప్రాబ్లం అయింది ఇట్లా?
Here,
Recording in progress.
see students, reusability of the applications are not there. I mean, I have a large amount of code is written. I want to reuse that code into other part of the coding. We will reuse it. According to my experiences, only 25% of reusability can be achieved. You cannot get 100% security. That means we are not able to develop which applications? Reusable applications we are unable to develop. Unable to develop which applications? Reusable applications. Reusable applications we cannot develop. Effectively we can develop it, students. Not effectively I am saying. Not effectively we can develop it. How you can develop? Normally you can develop it, but not effectively you can develop it. So if you come to this place, of course, this point I will write it. This point I can write it. Here I will write it. Third point is what? Data will be transferred. What is this? All at once. All at once. And this is going to give you what communication? Effective communication will be done. And one more fourth point is what? We can build. We can build. What applications? High reusable applications we can build. High reusable applications we can build. Let me ask you one question. So far you tell me, you tell me, how many types of reusable applications you developed it? In my class so far, which type of reusability you have seen in my class? Come on, ma. Come on. Functions. You have seen functions. Come on. Modules. Packages. These are all related to what? Reusability. Of what? Functions are part of what? Modules are part of what? Functions will provide the reusability within the same program, unable to get across the programs. Modules will provide the functions and the global variables across the programs, provided in where? Same module, same folder, but not able to present in where? Different folders. Not listening. Spitzer. Watching mobile, I know. Correct? Please listen the class. ఇప్పుడే క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుదాం అనుకున్నాం, మళ్ళీ నాకు చూసాం అనుకున్నాను నేను. రైట్, టేక్ కేర్ మై డియర్ స్టూడెంట్, ప్లీజ్ లిసన్. ఫంక్షన్స్, నెక్స్ట్ ఈస్ వాట్? మాడ్యూల్స్. సో మాడ్యూల్స్ విల్ ప్రొవైడ్ వాట్? ఇన్ ద సేమ్ ఫోల్డర్ మెయిన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ప్లస్ మాడ్యూల్ మస్ట్ ప్రజెంట్. అండర్స్టాండ్? But it is not possible to reuse in across the folders, across the drives, across the networks, across the environments. We cannot. To reuse it everywhere else, we went. Reading Python notes, sir. If it is
Recording
not
in
executing,
progress.
you have to decide that I have to execute. That type of firm decision must be there. Okay, come on fast. Point to this. Yes, ma. Hardev Singh, correct. We will go for what? Python path, sys.path.import. We have already used or not? This is related to what? Reusability in the functional programming. Reusability in OOPS also I will tell you, students. Reusability in OOPS also I will tell you. Reusability in OOPS we are going to get it by using which concept? Inheritance I am using. So totally in the inheritance I will include what? Functions with inheritance, modules with inheritance, packages with inheritance, mixing everything and explaining. If you are not understanding, God will help you. So I don't know who will help you, but I will mix everything and I will see that and see that. And next I am going to say, how many reusabilities are there? Functions, modules, packages, inheritance. This is the overall reusability in our industry of Python. If it is a Java, functions and then packages and then jar files, and newly came PSMCS. And no Java faculty will explain this PSMCS. It's a new facility in Java 21. Java 21. Because along with my Python, I will upgrade by myself Java also. Because I don't know, in near future I may take Java sessions once again. Correct or not? So always we must go on reading. Not like you watching YouTube, you WhatsApp like that. So always you must be a youth in the subject. Correct or not? Yes. Come on to the point back. Now I am going to take it what? So next 50 is called what? If you come to this place, fifth, in C programming, whether you have remembered or not, I don't know. When you go to the C programming logic, I will write it. Suppose I want to calculate arithmetic operations of 10 and 20. 10 and 20. I need to take it. 10 and 20. How do you write it? In C language, I will write the function name called add of 10, 20. 10, 20. Sub OP of what? 10, 20. 10, 20. And next is called MUL of what? 10, 20. DIV of what? 10, 20. It is called function calls. Even you can understand. For this it will go to where? Function definition will be there or not? For this what will be there? Function definition, function definition, function definition. Please look into that. What is this? What is this thing, ma? 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. Is it not called a data? So where I am representing my data? Function call. Already you learned in my Python class. Data can be sent in two ways. Either in function call I can say, or inside the body I can take it. Taking values, returning values, not taking values, not returning, taking, returning. Long ago, this concept was there. Such a type of concept even C language also there. Sit properly. So this is the data. 10, 20, how many times I represented? 4 times. Is it not wasted my memory space? That means data is always available either in function call or in the function body it is available. Every time I am writing, again and again, again and again I am writing. Is it not a waste of my memory space? If you go to Python, that is object oriented programming, not only Python, if we go to object oriented programming, do you know students, I will keep it in where? B is one object. For example, what is my data present here? 10, 20, AB. Very shortly we'll come to that. What I am doing? Come on. B dot what? See, L is equal to list of. L is equal to list of. L dot append of. L dot copy of. L dot insert of. Dot sort of. L dot reverse of. You have seen object name dot function name. Object name dot function name. Object name dot function name. Where I am storing my data? In object. So my functions are operating on object. My object is operating on function. Functions are operating on object. Simple, ma'am. You take an example. Okay, let me finish. B dot add. Add is a function operating on what? What is the data it utilizes? 10 and 10 to 20. What is the answer is coming? 30. B dot what I am using? Sub. Sub function operating on which data? B data. Of course, BO I will tell. BO. BO dot. BO dot. Object name. BO dot what I am writing again? MUL of. It is operating on this BO object data or not? So data represented how many times? One time. How many functions operating on it? So is it called management is maintaining or not? In C language, every time I am writing 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. Is it not called waste of memory space? Tell me, in C language, data is available around the functions. Data is available around the, but in object oriented programming languages, data is available in where? Objects. Let me tell you your favorite example. What is your favorite device? M is equal to what? Mobile. What is mobile? Class. What is M? Types of mobiles. Already this awareness I created. Long ago, house plan, types of houses. Beginning days, you are in LKG, school dress wearing time. You know that? Types of houses are called what? Objects. House plan is called what? Class. That awareness. Carry that. Even if you forget, no problem, because I am going to enter into technically. What is M? When you buy the new mobile, what are you doing? M dot add. All your friend numbers added or not?
Yes.
What is this? Contact list or not? Yes. After that, on your mobile object, contact details are stored one time or each and every time? All contacts are there. Now I want to talk to one of the contact person is called Ravi or Naveen is your friend, for example. So I want to, or Srinivas is your friend. You want to talk to that person. How do you talk? M dot talk. M dot talk. Already M contains contact number or not? M dot chart. Contact number is available how many times? but I am using in how many functions? M dot phone pay, M dot phone. Every time you need to write the contact number. Which one is easy to represent the data? Yes. So I am writing data is available. Data is available. Available around what? Data is available around what? Objects. Sorry. Data is available around what? Functions. Gives you what memory? More memory will be taking. More memory space is taken. When you come to this point here, I am writing students, fifth one, data is available around where? Objects. And what is happening? Functions can operate on where? Objects. And it takes what memory space? Right, good. Simple ma. My mic is there, wireless mic is there with me. What I am doing? One mic I am using to teach. Another person is coming using the same mic, he will give song, singing a song. Another person is coming and explaining some spiritual activities. Another person is coming and explaining what? A kind of political lecture he is explaining. Is it not called one object used for multiple purposes? So what is that is called a less memory space or more memory space? These are the advantages of OOPS. And these are the solid advantages. When I observe the total coding of 10 days, every day you will see this advantage. What is the first advantage? Objects can store unlimited amount of data. Because of objects, security will be achieved. Because of objects, we can send a large amount of data all at once so that I can get effective communication. Because of all at once I am sending, effective communication is achieved. And because of objects, I am able to store the data in centralized location called object. On that object, I can do many more operations. Understand, students? Take list, simple example which I already practiced it. L1 contains lot of values. On that, I applied 11 functions I applied. Correct or not? Is my data represented once or more than once? Once. On that object, many functions operated or not? So tell me in object oriented, what is the centralized theme? Data stored in where? Objects. On objects, who will perform the operations? Functions. Functions concept same, carry forwarded. Functions are meant for what? Performing operations. Operations requires what? Data. Data present in where? Objects. So functions operates on where? That's all. So I hope online students, can you confirm once? Come on, once again. I am going to give you here Python. This is except Python, students. And Python language is one of
నేను తాగినా నువ్వు ఎట్లా తాగుతావా అని చూస్తాను అనుకున్నాను నేను. దాని కూడా లేదు నా అసలు నీ కళ్ళే చూడలేదు నేను. ఇదేమో పాయ నా దరిద్రం. నీ దాని నుంచి అన్నా కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి కదా ప్రాపర్గా.
will move forward. Please confirm all of you.
ఆఫ్ చేసి అని చెప్తే
Please confirm it. Please listen the class. Don't leave in the middle of the classes. Okay. Good. So, Srinivas Reddy, thank you. So, now I will move to. Let me come to the subject. So, mind blowing. Still, mind will blow like anything. Double mind blowing. It's only concept. With programming, I will show what is the efficiency of the subject. Shall I move forward? Yes. In order to say a language is object oriented. In order to say a language is object oriented, it has to satisfy what? Object oriented principles. Are you sincere student? How? You will satisfy what principles? Sincere principles. Correct or not? Class starts at 6:10, you will be at 6:10. You are sincere. Class starts at 6:10, coming at 6:35.
పోలా
What?
పోతాం.
I don't want to say. Of course, our students, one or two students will come like that because of late, train late, bus late, traffic jam and all. But I never come. Will I come late? Are you seeing from beginning onwards? Am I coming later? Maybe, rarely I might be coming. Maybe I don't know whether I came late or not. Am I coming late? No. That means some principles must be there. So, coming to the point back, any
బయట నుంచి వస్తే ఏమన్నా అనుకోవచ్చు.
which principles? Object oriented principles. Actually, there are 8 object oriented principles are there, students. 8 object oriented principles are there. These 8 object oriented principles, Java is satisfying. Python is satisfying only 7. Sir, what about that 8th one? 8th one is very complicated actually. That complicated thing included in the Python software itself. ROSM only implemented internally to provide easiness to the Python programmers. Understand? That type of 8th principle, James Gosling, who is the father of Java, he did not implement it. He did not implement it because it has what? Backward compatibility support is there. Because he is seeing the previous versions also he is carrying forward. But in Python, no backward compatibility. They designed the software freshly for every 20 years once, 25 years once they will redesign it. Did you understand what I am talking? So Python programming is one of the object oriented programming so that it has to satisfy some list of principles. Object oriented programming principles are not language. These are the principles. Principles means what? Some set of rules. Those rules we need to implement in the programming to get its advantages. What are those principles? Now I am writing to see any language is object oriented programming language. It has to satisfy what? Object oriented principles. Object oriented principles. Those who are learning Oracle 8, Oracle 9, Oracle 10G, Oracle 19C, that C, this C, etc. C's they will learn. They need to explain what? Object oriented principles in detail. You learn in my class, you apply on your Oracle, you will learn like anything. Because I will explain what is OOPS principles in general, because after 20 years if some language is coming, that language also will understand by applying today's concept. Right? You apply on C++, you will understand. You apply on Java also, you will understand. You apply on Python also, you will understand. You apply on C#.NET also. Any new thing is coming in the near future, you will understand the object-oriented language very easily. Because I am explaining what is object-oriented principle generally and how it is implemented in Python I am introducing. What are those principles, ma? Number 1 is called what? Classes. This classes concept, only one classes concept. Second one also I will write it. This is called one pair. This is called one pair. I will explain almost 8 hours this session is. To explain the syntax itself will take 6 hours for me. That syntax itself. Normally I can say class is this and this and is over. That is called one thing. Just wash out the hands with sanitizer. Because of that nothing will happen. Student cannot understand. I will explain like anything. Next third one is called what? Data encapsulation. I will explain everything.
నువ్వు అబద్ధం చేసేసి వెళ్ళిపోతుకొని దిద్దుకొని చూపించుకునేకి ఊరికే ఎగేసుకొని పోయింది అంతే.
So that the privileges can be granted with OOPS only we can grant. Are you following? Suppose you are there in your, we are a family member. Your parents can operate your locker. Can you go and operate the locker? Of course you can operate or not, I don't know. Some privileges will be granted by your parents. You must do this like this. Am I correct or not? So how to grant these privileges? We are going to do with what? Encapsulation and abstraction. I will explain that. With the coding, I will explain. With the explain, I will explain. So, next go to fifth one is called what? Inheritance. So much of discussion will be done on inheritance. Once classes and objects are clear, other things are dead easy for you because these are the two pillars. On the top of the two pillars, everything is built. Next, after that, I am going to say sixth one is called polymorphism. Polymorphism is going to come. And in middle of it, constructors will come, destructors will come, garbage collector will come, method overriding will come. So many interrelated topics will come. Next, after that, what will be coming? Message passing will come, which is already discussed in the class. I am not going to discuss once again, but daily I will use as a part of these things. Message passing will come daily in all these places. I will show you that. Did you understand? Well, so in what is that eighth one, sir? Eighth one is also there, sir. That is called, what you know? Dynamic binding. Dynamic binding, which is a very complicated concept in Java. Very complicated. Such complicated thing in Python, it is by default satisfying. Because they removed. They did not give to the programmer in hand to write it. Because it is by default satisfied. Where I will explain, I will show you that. Where I will show you in pickling of our oops, I will explain. I will explain. I will show you that how it is satisfying. There is nothing without importing the module, I can access the module features. That is nothing but dynamic binding we can call. I will show you that. So how many oops principles are there? So spell out once. Classes, objects, data encapsulation, data abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. So at least you must say how many oops principles are there. How many? Right. Some of the people in Amirpet or in some websites are going to say oops principles are only 4. Even in your Java, in your colleges, in different places, because this is what one trainer will give something, one trainer will give something. If any trainer says 4, you listen and ask one question straightforward to lock that person. Okay, sir, you said 4, na? Write a program by using inheritance. One small program you show me by using what? Inheritance. He will start the program by using what? Yes. Then you can ask, sir, what is class? You can ask a question, what is the class? Then he will say, what is this dangerous question? Don't try to listen, you question it. What is the class? And you will immediately will create an object. Why object creation? To store the data. Then you ask immediately a question, what is class and object then? Then you will say, you are correct, you will say. As a part of oops, what is coming? So oops invented by OMG group. OMG group. OMG group. Object, your favorite answer, object management group. Oh my God, girl. I can smell out what is there in your mind. Some of the girls are saying, looking at that and saying that. Lips reading I found out. It is object management group. Under that, some problems of what? Procedure oriented programming. Did you understand that? So these are the principles they design. Anybody says this 4, if you go to an interview, how many oops principles are there? If you say 4, interview will say that, okay, we will call you later, they will say. You did not understand why he said that word. If you go to an interview, how many oops principles are there? If you say 7, he will definitely say, tell me what are those. Even though the person is an interviewer who is knowing 4, he is knowing 4 because in his interview this question was not coming. He was selected. He knows only 4 oops principles. That question did not got it in his interview. He was there in the company. He is asking the question, how many oops principles are there? You are saying 7. You are saying 7. Definitely will listen what are the extra 3. Yes or no? And he will appreciate. And these 3 are for what? To write any polymorphism program, inheritance program, encapsulation and abstraction, compulsory what you to use.
అవి ఏడు గింజ
And to pass the data from one application to another application, what is compulsory?
దండం పెట్టి
Without these things, you cannot write any of these four. If you say this seven, you can explain with the coding in the interview. That's why always speak to the interviewer with the coding only. We should not go for talking orally. If you talk orally, they are having some power, they will try to override you. You should say, you please hold on, I will write a code and you need to show. Because always writing the coding, he will also appreciate you because you are most useful for what? Coding. Because industry means coding. Did you understand this point? So, coming to the point of it, classes, objects, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and next what? Polymorphism, and next is what? Message passing. Are you able to understand my point? Right. Now I am going to introduce what? Classes. Now I am going to say small example I will give you. Whatever is explained, I will show you a small description for you students. Small description I want to show you about that features. So let me come to this place and I am going to say OOPS related kind of thing. What are the benefits of OOPS I will show you. List of object oriented principles. Benefits of OOPS I want to show you. See my dear students, all of you, whatever is explained, I am giving in a small documentation. If typing everything, because already you understand our notes style, please read. Object oriented principles are features or concepts. In real time, to develop any project or application, we must choose a language and it can satisfy two types of principles. They are functional or procedure oriented principles, and these many number of examples. Object oriented principles, these are the examples. Even though Python programming belongs to, come on, both functional and object oriented programming, internally everything is treated as what? Object. Now I am saying everything is an object. Benefits, advantages of what? Object oriented principles. Come on, objects allows us to store large volume of data. So that's why we are getting what? That is the slogan of what? Python. Next, the data is visiting between two machines in the form of ciphertext, encrypted format, so that we can achieve the security. The large volume of data can be transmitted between multiple machines all at once in the form of objects and obtains effective communication. With objects, we can build high effective reusable applications. Objects with functions, objects with modules, objects with packages, objects with inheritance. Did you understand? Come on to the point back. The data is always available around objects, effective memory usage, and functions can operate on where? Objects. Right. Syed, my dear student Syed, I will explain NumPy and Panda so perfectly. I told you now, first day demo, see my classes growth you see, and you see my growth. Am I reducing anywhere down? Each topic, something is started high pitch or not? Is it happening in your previous career? Started with a very high pitch. The last is going to be what? In cell or they will fall down. But we are taking to what? 10th floor I will talk. 10th floor still you will expect. Sir, construct one more floor. That means you will expect another topic also. So last topic is NumPy and Pandas. After that multi-threading, network programming. Still I will go on telling this. I will go to taking high concept only always. Vimal, I never make you to fall down, provided if you read my notes thoroughly. Understand? So even I never come down even single because all our concepts will be designed in such a way that everyday topic is peak level I will take. Okay now? So last day also same commitment, same deep of the subject, same coding, Pandas and NumPy. I'll explain so deeply. Anywhere else NumPy, 1 hour NumPy is over. Other batches of Python 1 hour NumPy is over. You will become Pi. Pandas half an hour. I used to say regularly, we will become Panda. Panda means, you know, in ఏదో దాంట్లో ఉంటుంది నాకు కూడా తెలుసు అది in okay, I forget it. Something I am remembering, I forget it. Chocolate, it is in ball like, it is in ball. In chocolate, inside one panda is there. Kinder Joy. Kinder Joy. Because when my daughter is in 3rd class or 4th class, you will say Kinder Joy. I want Kinder Joy. In Kinder Joy, when I take it, inside one panda is there. So I'm remembering that. So all chocolate names I know because of her. Okay, students, anyhow, come to back. So Sayed, my dear student, I will explain NumPy and Panda so perfectly. So I told my target, na? So that's why, don't excite it. I will explain so perfectly for you. Shall I go to the class now? Yes. Let me open one more thing. List of object-oriented principles. I'll go for list of object-oriented principles. To say a language is object-oriented, it has to satisfy the following principles. Number 1, classes, objects, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. Message passing. And I will go for what? Classes. Shall I start? Now I will start. Now I will start the concept of class.
ఇప్పుడు అంతే మనం
Well,
చూసినా అనుకుంటారు
Any
కదా.
difficulty? No.
ఆ,
What are the advantages of
ఇంకా
oops? Did
వీళ్ళకి-
you remember?
ఆ,
Okay.
ఇంకా వీళ్ళకి
Do you know what are the object oriented?
అనుకుంటారు మనల్ని చూసి.
Spell out once. Classes, objects, data encapsulation, data abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. All of them I will use connect to my previous examples.
పిల్లలు కాదు.
Okay, even last class, network programming, I will use oops. Multi-threading, I will use oops. Everywhere else oops I connect.
5 నెలలు నిండు మనిషి నేను.
Right? Fine. If you know the subject well, you can comb your
ఆయన బుట్ట
hair on the head
birthday
like
కూడా
anything.
అయిపోయింది. ఇంకేం 1.5 years.
If no,
ఆ, దానికి ట్రీట్మెంట్ స్టార్ట్ చేయించిన అంటే ఎందుకు ఇంకో నాకు చూడాల్సి ఎంట్రీ 3 ఏండ్లలోకి అవుతాండ్రేమో అంటే ఏమోదనా ఇంకా మేనరికం
oriented programming. In the near future, any language is coming. Object oriented if you come. Compulsory class is coming in front of you. Shall I give you the purpose of class? Well, let me give you one beautiful example. See students, I want to store, take care, this example. I want to store STNO, take care and answer my question quickly. I want to store name and I want to store 3 subjects marks and college name or of course like this you take it. I don't want to take much complex. I want to calculate total marks. Second one is what? Calculate grade. Decide grade. Next I want to say display marks memo. This is my intention of today. This is my requirement today. How you do this? Just tell me. No, don't worry about class. I am asking how you do it. Already in our class we did this. How you did? We took this data in where L1 is equal to 10 comma, rosum comma, 34 comma, 56 comma, 78. These are the marks. We took it. Correct or not? Tell me. After that, what we did? We written some code by ourselves. Some lines of code we have written, and finally we have shown the student memo. Correct? Now, today I don't want my programmer to feel much complexity to write the code like that. What I want to do? I want to make him to develop his own object. Okay, you will feel complex for that. I don't want to go for it. Look at 10 is there. What is 10? Everybody, number. What is RS? Name. What is 34, 56, 78? Okay. Since you are my students, I said you they are called like that, you are understanding. I will call one outside student. I never show this entire thing. Directly I will ask what is 10. Will you say that student number? He cannot. Can he say that he is a student name? He will say some name, but he can't say exactly it is a name. Can he say that these are marks? He cannot. That means you may say, sir, I will go for D1, sir. D1 I will go for it. What is this now? SNO is equal to 10, sir. Next I will say name is equal to RS, sir. RS, sir. I will take like this, you will say. Name is equal to like this, you will go on saying. Next I will say what? M1 is equal to what? M1 is equal to some 34, sir. M2 is equal to some 56, sir. And next is called what? M3 is equal to some 78, sir, you will say. Did you understand? Tell me now. By looking at it, what you can understand? Another person also can understand that this is the data of what? This is the data of what? SNO, name, marks. So Rahul, yes sir. Sir, what about arrays concept in Python? My dear student, I will explain Rahul. Rahul, I will explain arrays. When I come to arrays, I will make you just king in arrays. Because NumPy deals with what? NumPy deals with what? Arrays. 1D array, 2D array, n-dimensional array also I will tell you. N-dimensional array also I will tell you. N-dimension. Nobody will explain n-dimensions. N-dimensional arrays also, 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, n number of dimensions I will explain. So I will explain everything. Rahul, don't worry my dear student. In NumPy I will explain that. Okay na? Very shortly after OOP speeches, I will introduce what? NumPy and pandas. Okay na? So after learning OOPs, if you start NumPy and pandas na, you will understand like anything. Because in NumPy and pandas, they used what? OOPs principles very well, they used it. Okay Rahul? Right. Come on, look at that now. Okay. Data represented, nice. Do you have any function present in D1 to calculate the marks? Come on ma. D1 dot cal total. Do you have any such function? No. Do you have D1 dot decide grade? Do you have any function called decide grade? No. Decide grade. Do you have any such function? No. Do you have any D1 dot display data? Display data, do you have any such functions? No. It has what function? Clear function, copy function, pop function, pop item function, get function, get values, items, like that only we have. We don't have these functions. So today I am expecting what? So dict also not suitable, list also not suitable. What I am expecting today? Customization I am expecting. Customization of what? Data storage. Customization of what? Data storage. In our artificial intelligence, there are a lot of AI models are there. For every model in my project, I will develop my own customized objects I will create. So to go for customization of the data, like this I want to model it. For that, I want to go for customization of the data storage. What do you need? Object. To this object need what? So in our Python programming, how many data types are there to store it? 14 data types are there. Is 14 data types allows us to store the data to deal this or no? Are you correct, ma? So these 14 data types are not allowing me to deal this requirement. So what should I do? You go for developing your own data type. What is my data type today? What student? What is list? Class. What is student? I want to develop my own class. I will create S is equal to what? Student of. L1 is equal to list of. Always have the comparison. What is L1? What is list of? What is S? What is student? What is student is here? Class. Every class in Python is acting as a data type. Is your data type or already defined? Oops is oops, it will become now. List is already defined. You are defining a. Is it a predefined data types or not? Student is already defined, you are defining a. So it is known as which defined data type? Programmer defined data type. To define your own data type, we will use the concept of classes. Will you use the concept of? Right. Now I want to store employee data. Employee data. Predefined data types, predefined classes are not suitable to my requirement. Today I want to store my customized data of what? Employee. Employee application, employee app I want to develop. Are you following? ICICI mobile app I want to develop. iMobile app I want to develop. SBI mobile, Union Bank mobile app I want to develop it. What that apps are actually in OOPS level programming only. In Swiggy, in Uber, in all bookings, you are going for Amazon, they are nothing but what? Apps are written with OOPS only. So, all these things are what? When you are installing that app, whose object is created in your. With that object, you are going for what? Checking your balance, funds transfer, many more transactions you are going to do. Are you able to follow? So, coming to the point back, now I am going to say, what is the purpose of class? Tell me. Classes concept, purpose of classes concept is that any person asked tomorrow, what is the purpose of class? Don't tell your old knowledge. Class is a collection of objects. Question అడిగింది వేరు, మీరు ఆన్సర్ చెప్పేది వేరు. What is the purpose of class? You need to tell purpose of class only. For every answer, don't tell the same answer. Like a cow answer, don't tell. Do you know cow answer? Don't know? I told once in the class, I hope. Right. The purpose of classes concept is that to develop which data type? Programmer defined data type. There is a more meaning, students. Programmer defined data type and to develop any real time application in Python programming, any application you develop it, behind of that definitely there is a class. With is it understandable? Any person asked tomorrow what is the purpose of class, you must tell this concept. What is the purpose of class? To develop programmer defined data type and to develop any real time application. Every Python program in OOPS starts with which concept? Class. Without class, there is no application development. Now, I will tell you one more purpose. Why you are developing for programmer defined data type? When already predefined data types are there, what is the need of development of programmer defined data type? I am writing. The purpose of programmer defined data type is that to store what data? To store which data, students? Customized data and to perform what? Customized operations. To perform what? Customized operations. Calculate total, decide the grade. These are all called what? Customized operations. Apps are different. A is equal to Amazon off. U is equal to Uber off. S is equal to Swiggy off. S dot order. In iMobile app, S dot order means what? No banking application called order. S dot order. Order is the function in where? Swiggy object. Yes or no? ICICI object. U is equal to mobile app. U dot balance inquiry. Yes, balance inquiry will be shown. Are you getting, students? So, every app is called one object. So, what is the need of development of further programmer defined data type? To develop, to store customized data and to perform what? Customized operations. That's why we will go for development of which data type? Programmer defined data type. What is the how do you develop programmer defined data types in Python? Classes. Come on, fast. What is the purpose of class?
The purpose of class is
programmer defined data type and to develop any real time application. What is the need of development of programmer defined data?
To store customized
Next.
data and
Okay.
customized.
Next point. See, point to point. Slowly I am getting into the subject. Now, what is the keyword you are using to develop functions? DEF. What is the keyword you are using to develop lambda functions? Lambda. What is the keyword you are using to develop, which concept you are using to develop programmer defined data type? ఏమో ఎట్లా చూస్తారో మీరు చూసి నాకు భయం అవుతుంది అసలు. The purpose of classes concept is to develop what? Programmer defined data type. To develop which data type? Programmer defined data type. Programmer defined data type by using which concept? By using which concept? Classes concept. We use a keyword called, come on, class. Examples. Which keyword is used for development of functions? T. Which keyword is used for development of anonymous functions? Lambda. Which keyword is used for development of programmer defined data type with classes concept? That's all. Easy. What is a class? Class is a very dangerous candidates you are. That's what I said. Classes are complicated. Whoops is complicated. But I will explain whoops like anything. I will explain like anything. If you want to catch it, you can take. Praveen Kumar is saying collection of variables. It's a blender. Praveen is saying collection of variables. That is called a collection of objects. It's a blender. Beginning day only I said. మీకు తెలిసిన ఆల్రెడీ wrong whoops లో. That's why listen my class carefully. What is a class here? Keyword. What is the purpose of class? What is the need of development of programmer defined data type?
To store customized
That's
data.
all. That's all. Come on. Come on. Rahul, yes. Sir, then who developed first class? Okay. It's a very dangerous question. Who used first medicine in the medicine field? ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ చాలా కాంప్లికేటెడ్. ఇట్ ఇస్ వెరీ కాంప్లికేటెడ్. పేషెంటా? ఓకే ఓకే, వెరీ గుడ్ ఆన్సర్. రాహుల్ ఎస్. సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్ ఇస్ సేయింగ్ హూ డెవలప్డ్ క్లాస్? ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఓరియంటెడ్ ప్రోగ్రామర్స్. సో వీ షుడ్ నాట్ సే దట్. ఓకే, రాహుల్ ఈజ్ ఆస్కింగ్ సంథింగ్. సో ఎస్, మణికంఠ ఈజ్ ఆన్సరింగ్ పర్ఫెక్ట్. Class is a keyword which is used for developing programmer defined data type. This is a perfect answer, sweet answer that is. Understand my point? Next, come on to the point of it. Tell me, how do you define a class? How do you define a function? DEF, function name, lambda, formal parameters. How do you develop a class? Class name. What is class name? Programmer defined data type. Every class name is called programmer defined data type, na? Predefined class names. Class student, class employee, class teacher, student, employee, teacher are called what? Class names. Every class name is treated as programmer defined data type. Every class name programmatically, every class name is treated as programmer defined data type. Programmer defined data type. Now, next, every Python program in whoops starts with what? Classes concept. Otherwise there is no Python program. This is called concept. Only 3 points I said. Go to any interview and say these points, you will be fixed. What is that? Must starts with, okay, spelling mistake. Must starts with what? Class. Ma? Every, huh? Line number? Every Python program, okay. Every Python program must starts with what? Must starts with what? Classes concept. Now I am going to see definition of what? Class. Easy. See how I will make you to understand. What is the, how do you develop programmer defined data type? If you look at like that, I am not going to teach properly. Data types developed by using what? Classes concept. So programmer defined data type purpose is what? Customized data.
done to perform customized operations.
Customized data to store variables are required. To perform the customized operations, I will write what? Functions. Who will perform the operations? Functions. Long ago, functions are meant for performing operation. To store the data, I will write variables inside the class. To perform the operations on that, we will create what? We will write what? Functions. Inside of where? So tell me, what is a class? A class is a collection of, a class is a collection of what? Come on, students. Collection of what? Variables, comma, functions, functions. Now, these functions in Python are called today onwards what? What is the definition of function? You already forget. Subprogram of main program is called a function. A part of main program is called a function. A subprogram of main program written without whoops is called a function. A subprogram written inside the class is called a method. Understand or not? So, coming to the point of it, now I am going to give one more thing. Mr. Naveen Kumar residing in India is called Indian. He is same person going to USA is called what? American. What is same? Its existence is same. If I write a function without classes, it is known as what? Function only. If I write a function inside of where? Class, it is called what? Method. How many variables are there? That is an important. There are what? Instance variables are there. Instance variables are there. Class level variables are there. That is my tomorrow's lecture. Tomorrow's lecture, Republic Day special. Right. You may go for Delhi somewhere else to post the flag. You will lose this whoops. Method. object.
Recording in
When
progress.
we create object. Amma? That's what I'm saying. Variables, data members, attributes, these are all called what? These are all called what? That's what I'm saying. Attributes are present in where?
Class.
So I already told you, you are still lack of behind. 2 plus 3j. What is A? Object of which class? Complex, very old story that is. What is complex? Class. Class or not? A dot what? Real. What is real? Attribute present in which class? So whatever attribute is there in the real class, that is reflected to what? Object. This will call it as what? Variable name, data member or what? Attribute. A dot what? IMAG. Attribute of which class? That IMAG is called what? Variable, data member and object. That is reflected to what? Its object. Old story. And previously I told you one more also. CUR dot what? Row count. What is row count? Attribute. Cursor is an object of which class? In cursor class, what is my attribute? Row count is called variable or variable name inside of where? Which class? Cursor class. That I can access with respect to its object. Okay. Yes. Already discussed. Everything is there in the notes. Come on to that. When we create an object, whose memory space is created when we create objects? So coming to the point of it, coronavirus vaccination is developed. What is that? Class. It is released to the production unit and so many vaccinations bottles came. What is that bottles of that? Objects. Formula invention is what? Class. Formula implementation is what? Yes. A new model of the car want to released by some company. They will release the model or not? Model is what? Class. In that model, what they will say? Where are the, how many seats are required? Where are the AC events are required? Where is the power start button is required? Where are the exteriors, interiors, how to design? They will mention everything in that specification. That will reflect to what? Physical component. That is called what? Object. Every property of class reflect to what? Object. That's what, when the model of the car is coming, a passenger cannot sit inside the model, but when the component come, he can sit inside the place. Right or not? So, when we define a class, memory space is not created.